Hey guys and girls, GameCam here, and here is the third episode in the TF2 Youtubers series where I look at TF2 Youtubers you may or may not know, say what's good about them, things they can improve, and ideas they could do for the future. This one is more of a, these guys are actually not too, they're quite well known, at least three of them, but I thought that, they possibly need a bit more shout out, and it's not just about shouting them out, it's also about saying the things they can improve. I think there's some ideas they could try. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this, and we'll start getting on with it. First one we have is Rydercycle. Who makes heavy videos. It's mainly reviewing weaponry and talking about the top 10s and making lists and things like that. Plus sides of his channel is he does heavy, which means he does heavy regular basis. Obviously I know a lot of other channels have done the top 10 heavy weapons and looked at heavy weapons in detail, but they tend to be fairly irregular. They tend to just do them, and they do like a lot of other classes. Ryder's more solely based on heavy, so when you go there you know you're getting heavy content on a regular basis, which is good. If you actually, because I think a lot of people do actually really like playing heavy, and they enjoy him as a character, but they doesn't necessarily get the attention he needs. Moving on, we've got clear voice. He has a very clear voice. You can tell exactly what he's saying. You don't have to worry about that he's mispronouncing something or you don't understand what he's saying. It's always very clear. Good editing his videos. You don't have unnecessarily cutting or too much cutting or too few cutting. It's always just to write him out. Other things is the fact that he's very informative and clear. His videos, get to the point, bring up evidence, talk about it, and then it's moving on. You don't have any. It's not some of his things. He tends to bring up statistics where he can to try and back up his points, which is very nice. Thumbnails are very good. They're all very well done. You can sort of tell where the video is going to be about, and they're fairly simplistic as well. But I think that works well for this sort of style. Moving on, he's got another thing, which is obviously I appear in one of his videos, which is always plus side. There's a joke there. Moving on, the things you can improve on. His music gets a bit repetitive. You might want to try some more genres, because I know I love Hotline Miami. Everyone loves Hotline Miami, but I think when you're using Hotline Miami a little bit too much in some of the videos, I think you'd probably move on. Also, his music can get a bit loud at some points in some of his videos. I mean, he's improved recently on the sound balancing, but some of his older ones were a bit, that music get a bit too loud, so I think possibly you might want to balance it out a bit more. Can sometimes get sidetracked and a bit unnecessary in some of the videos. Again, he's done a lot better recently, so maybe this is a bit null and void to say this, but he sometimes got a bit sidetracked and talked about things that weren't really necessary. But yeah, things you could possibly do. You could possibly do some more live commentary, see how, give tips and tricks to players. So obviously some pub players will want to see how he performs in a pub and see what he's sort of thinking as he's going around. So probably live commentaries might be a good idea. Maybe go into TF2 Center or do some comp footage, so he can show people how to play in a competitive scene with heavy. Maybe give a sort of walkthrough of a competitive match as heavy. Things like that might be a good idea. Maybe montages. Doing a bit of heavy montage, because you don't see many heavy montages, and I think they're actually not too bad, some of the ones I've seen. And possibly you might want to consider streaming a lot more, because he did do a bit of streaming earlier, and I even joined him on the streams, but I think he's not doing as much streaming as I think he could do. I understand maybe he's a busy person, but I think it might be interesting, because it gives more of people can ask questions as he's going along, and you can get feedback immediately, which is quite nice, which is the advantage of streaming. But anyway, that's Ryder done. Moving on to our next one, we have Surny. Surny makes parodies and silly videos, mainly just ripping on things. The advantages of his channel is the fact his thumbnails are quite good, voice quality is quite good, which is nice. He's got good editing as well, and he does weekly uploads, or generally weekly uploads, which is good. The advantages, things he can improve on, is the fact his profile picture gives me nightmares. That is pure nightmare fuel. I don't know why he picked it, but it's just messed up. It can sometimes cut off his voice at the end in a couple of vids, so it's a bit possibly premature on the old editing there. And debates aren't always equally balanced, so sometimes there's a bit more you know, completely slamming something down instead of looking at it and going, well, this is the bad bit, this is the good bit. So possibly balancing a bit more might be an idea. And again, I think some of it is, from what I've seen of his live stuff he recently did with Travial States Row, I think an idea he could do to push more is doing more live stuff with friends. I think would be quite good. And maybe doing some live discussion sort of things would be quite nice to see. But I think that would be a good idea for him to do. Moving on to our third one. Our third one, we have ClassyJavelin. He mainly does more of the short comedic. I've actually got written down here shit posts, but you know, it's the short comedic sort of style videos, which is very meme worthy. Pardon me, I'm a bit ill. Very meme worthy. Editing is good, whether it's into just memes. You know, and the only disadvantage is they are just shit posts. So I think that he has done an MVM video which was very well done. He's done 2 MVM videos which are actually very well edited, and he actually spent time, he actually took the time to take the expletives out, and you know, I really add stuff to it, and I thought he spent a lot of time and effort on that. It really shows that he could actually do this really properly, and I think that would be really good for him to do. I think maybe, I know, obviously it does take time and effort, but I think some of the stuff he could possibly do is he could possibly do some more live commentaries, possibly start doing some of those. But again, a lot of people actually, you know, I know a lot of the YouTuber community, you know, like him and really hang out with him. I know he's friends with a lot of people. I think that would, he definitely, you know, there's a reason behind that, and he's generally a nice guy, and I think that people would enjoy long commentaries with him. And possibly maybe do some, because obviously he does know a lot of the YouTubers, maybe do some interview sort of style stuff where he like talks to people and they just make jokes and banter, and maybe a bit of like asking them about things. That might be an idea for him to do, because obviously when I, you know, talk to him in with other people, he does ask a few questions, which is quite interesting. But I think that would be might be a good idea for him. Pardon me, again I'm a bit ill. Moving on to our last one, we have Sumaxi, who does live videos, sort of like he recently did one where he did some ulti duo with a friend, and that was pretty funny because he binded W to kill himself and things like that. Yeah, again, the upsides of his videos are that they are funny. They've got good editing. The thumbnails are actually really good. And he's also got a good intro. I quite like his intros. I quite approve of it. The things he can improve on is he can improve on between videos, and his voice is not always clear. He could possibly look at doing some live gameplay, possibly more live gameplay, or maybe do some more of the other games. So, I mean, yeah, this is a TF2 build list, but I don't think you should necessarily just be restricted to TF2, and I think that possibly you could look at some other games that would be quite interesting for him to do, because obviously, again, some of his the ones he's done so far are quite well. Possibly do them like more regular might be a good idea, because he's sort of a bit irregular at the moment, which I think might be a good idea. But anyway, he's got some really good stuff, so I definitely think Sumaxi is definitely worth a look. But yeah, I think that's generally all we've done here. Again, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm just saying that obviously these are some things that people can improve on and try out. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're willing to go look at them all and try them all out and check out some of the episodes in this series. And really, that's all I have to say, really. Thank you very much for listening. I apologise for being ill and possibly you know, my chair is a bit rickety, so obviously I apologise for anything like that. I'll try to edit today out as many background noises as I can, but that's not always perfect in a household when you're living with lots of dogs. Catch you guys later, and see ya. Hey guys and girls, GameCam here, and we are here with another episode of TF2 Youtubers. It's the second episode of the second season. In this episode we're going to be discussing obviously YouTubers that I think that you guys should be looking at, and positives and negatives about them, and things that they could, ideas for the things they could do, and how they can possibly improve. Again, I'm not saying that I'm not flawed with these sort of problems, but it's just from my perspective as a viewer on them. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and be sure to check them out. Okay, first one we're looking at is Spiky Mikey.
Hey guys, and welcome to a new video.
He does trading and gameplay videos. He's got good thumbnails and a good voice. He's also got a good intro, and he's also got varied themes on some of his videos. So like some of his training ones are the themes are there.